On the record. The time now is 3:56, and today is April 29th of the year 2021. This court is now open and on session under Title 28 U.S. Code Section 636, Subchapter Gulf, under Court Martial Rule 203, Jurisdiction over the offense, case number Delta -14-201901-401. To the attention of Cindy Mercer for the violation of a federal moratorium as contained on the record. And we're going to get into the detail. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce is a federal postal judge, sui juris, presiding on this Superior Court of Record, and in the Corporate United States District Court for the District of Corporate New Mexico. Case number 1, column 20, dash Charlie Victor dash 0013113 Kilo Golf Space Juliet Hotel Romeo. We're going to be reading some documents here after we are expecting the phone call from an interview from a psychologist. We're going to make a report in regard to the abduction of a federal judge, and we're going to do this on the record. The name of this doctor is Dr. It'll come out. I wanted to facilitate this in a minute, but the name of the doctor is going to be coming out on the record. We're gonna be taking the opportunity to bring the facts into the record. So, in approximately, the doctor's name is John Juliet Oscar Hotel November Space Golf Alpha Tango Lima India November Golf, for the record. He claimed to be a psychologist for the Human Services Department here in New Mexico, in Los Lunas, New Mexico. We're going to be dialing any minute now. I please want you to realize one thing. This is real video. This is in real time. And this is going to be in connection with the kidnapping that occurred on March 17th of the year 2021, where on real time we're going to be playing that video of the abduction of this federal postal judge, who is in the middle of an investigation for the National American Red Cross in connection with the kidnapping of 2 federal judges and 1 staff sergeant for the military service, for the armed forces, for the United States Army. We have made any effort and every effort to ask for their support, and in exchange, we have received retaliation, a violation of international treaty, violation of protective rights. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce reserves the right to protect his protective rights and the rights to proceed accordingly against all trespassers, without prejudice, under the Uniform Commercial Code UCC 1-308, 1-103.6, and 1-109. All rights are reserved. We have prepared a little bit of a documentation in regard to some questions that we are to ask this doctor. And if we have the time, we could probably go into this. And we are experiencing a little bit of a problem in communicating. And again, if anything, we are using this video is to essentiate that we are here making an attempt to communicate with them, and we are in real time. Please stand by and take notice of the following. We're going to be bringing our Geneva Conventions book or manual. By which we operate. And in this case, there was a violation of international treaty, as you will see, by the Sheriff's Department of Los Lunas after they were warned and after we read specifically in detail. We read chapter 13 of the general provisions, and we have read it many times in the part 2 of the general provisions of protection of prisoners of war. We are going to be going to intend the phone call, but I'm going to leave this video running for the record. We are expecting some some trouble in communicating with this link. I believe it's yesterday we received the message, and the message had no link. So this is very poor. This is very poor. We have logged on to try and get to it at no avail. But hopefully we can get to it in a minute, and we can all succeed in doing this. These computers can present a challenge, and it is a violation of protective rights. I mean, you know, you have to be here at such and such time, and we don't care if you don't show up, and then we will issue a warrant for your arrest. This is not how it's supposed to work. You have made no consideration in regard to this kind of unexpected situations in which, by the way, I started recording this video because I wanted to have evidence. And this evidence, this is video evidence. This is video evidence that we are in the phone trying to get into the link. It's 8 minutes past 4. We will try to send an email and have them acknowledge, or have you acknowledge the doctor that this is happening. Now, we're going to start with this, and it is in regard to one interview. In the word interview, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. So it's not clear what the purpose of this call is. The way it's written is India, November, Tango, Echo, Romeo, Victor, India, Echo, Whiskey. And the first 2 letters, IN, there's 2 letters, first 2 letters. In means no. TER is to have, life is BIE, and EW equals that one. So I am at a loss of what this phone call is all about. Because if it's in regard not to have life, that one, I don't understand. In one of our videos, in our first address to the Congress Oversight Committee, to the Corporate United States Congress Oversight Committee, we have introduced our expert witness in Derecho Procesal, where the Honorable Adrian Polanco clearly states that the process is unconstitutional. If it's not well-funded, and if it's not by an authority, it's flat unconstitutional because it violates the 13th Amendment of the Constitution. And for all of those of you judges and lawyers, if you don't know that one, this is why you are at a loss. As you probably know, This is now 11 minutes past. They probably have taken an assumption that I did not call. But for the record, we are at this minute trying to make contact and let the record show that we are still trying to make contact. And prevention for anything of this nature, I have taken the precaution of recording this video. And you're going to be receiving an email to come and see this video as forensic evidence. I believe no one has on its best interest the fact that to be threatened, to be arrested, if not compliant with the corporate law that does not apply to people. And precisely because of this, we prepare these questions. And now, doctor, I'm gonna bring this to your attention because you are a doctor. I read your title. You advertise to be a doctor and to specialize. Okay, he's inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting topic. John Gatling Zoom meeting Tuesday, April. What is that? Now on this one here, this is what he sends. He's probably sending us an email. Or you are there right now? Are you there?
No.
No, you're still trying. Okay, well, for the record, I've just received John Gatling, 4:13 p.m. John Gatling is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. Topics: John Gatling Zoom meeting time, April 29, 2021 at 4:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and U.S. Canada. So the time that we're supposed to be calling is 4:15. Okay. Now, if he sent us https:/US web. Now, is this the same? Is this the same that you are dialing? Because maybe he's changed it, right? It says https://uniform Sierra 04 Whiskey Echo Bravo dot Zulu Oscar Michael dot uniform Sierra / Juliet lowercase /. So are we there?
¿Qué dice ahí?
Please wait. The time. Please wait. The meeting host will let you in soon. Okay, now can we put this on speaker? Okay, it's on speaker.
No sé ahorita, no sé.
Okay.
Ahorita que salga
Yeah.
ahí
Oh,
le
okay.
ponemos,
Oh, okay.
vamos a es que yo no sé qué está.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much. So now, for the record, we're gonna have evidence that we are being on time. I guess the time is 4:15 now, and it's good because we had a little bit of time for an introduction. It says here that is John Gatling's Zoom meeting. Okay, I guess we're gonna put it right here. To hear others, please join audio. Call using internet audio. Using internet
No, es que
audio.
yo no sé cómo hacerle a esto.
Yeah, well, this gives you
Call
a
using
choice.
internet. Call using internet.
Okay.
Ahí está, yo creo.
For the record, can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Oh, there we go. How about that?
Okay, I just first wanted to establish that we have a solid communication.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So if you orient your camera so I can see you, we'll be in good shape.
Well, you are seeing my video recording, okay, because I'm recording your statement as we speak. Please state your full given name for the record.
Okay, John H. Gatling.
And your job title, please.
I'm a clinical psychologist.
Okay. I have a question. Can you please give this court a definition of the word psychologist?
Well, that's an individual who's trained in, I guess in the vernacular, the human brain, human mind.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, well. In my notes, I have wrote something that I gathered from a dictionary of psychology. And if you allow me, I will take a minute to read it for you. Now, for the record, this is going to be totally different as what you just stated, okay? So now, in this APA Dictionary of Psychology, interpersonal adjective pertaining to actions, events, and feelings between two or more individuals. For example, interpersonal skill is aptitude enabling a person to carry on effective interactions. So noter actions contract for the cause knowledge of the consequent facts is with the claim of the contract terms, rules, codes, law by an authority. Under what authority may I have to be subject to attend this interview? Doctor?
You have a court. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. Sure. There's a court order from, hold on one second, from Judge Mercer to do the evaluation with you to determine if you're competent to stand trial.
Well, the answer is no, because I cannot stand trial in a language that I don't speak, and Judge Lawrence at the Superior Court for the United States clearly stated that the language has to be a language that both parties understand, and this is not the case here. So, if they wish to proceed in a language that I ignore, that'll be self-unconstitutional on its face.
Well, it sounds like you're fluent in English.
Well, I don't speak English, for the record.
You understand everything I've said so far.
Well, I don't speak your language, okay? I don't speak the commercial language because the commercial language is a fictitious language. Now, I'm going to refer you to my video on the first address to the to the United States, the corporate United States Congress Oversight Committee, in which I introduce my expert witness in the subject of derecho procesal. Now, if the process is not conducted in a language that both parties understand, the process is unconstitutional in itself. Now, you stated that I speak English. Is that your final answer? I'll charge you with perjury on the record because I'm not speaking English.
What are you speaking?
Well, you said it's not English, so that's for you to prove, doctor. You made the statement. I'll charge you with violation of Title 15, Section 1692E on the record, and violation of Title 15, Section 1692F as in Foxtrot. That's unfair and deceiving practices. Are you licensed, doctor? Please state your full given name for the record, sir.
Well, I already did that.
Well, it's not your name, sir, and I can tell you that I'm going to charge you with perjury because you are bringing false and misleading statements into the record. Are you licensed to practice in the state of New Mexico, sir?
I am.
Okay, well, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce is not the state of New Mexico. It's a human being, and humans are not subject to corporate law. You practice corporate law. What is your background in law, sir?
Well, I'm not a lawyer.
Well, you know, you are not a lawyer. It's obvious to me that you are at a loss, but you are a corporation, correct?
No, I'm a sole practitioner.
Okay, but you're still a corporation. You're still a corporation. You're under the corporate policy, and corporate policy is not for human beings. I am a minister on humanitarian international right law, and I demand that for the consequent facts Knowledge is with the contract, terms, law, code by an authority. Nobody can be bothered on their personal life, property, or documents if it's not through a well-funded legal process, and you have no right and they have no right. You are talking to one of the people that is protected by the Geneva Conventions 4 of August 12 of 1949 and Protocol 1 of June 8, 1977. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, I'm going to read this for the record, and I had the opportunity. I am a prisoner of war, and I am going to read this for the record, and please stay with me for a minute, okay? And this comes out right on my manual. This comes from the Part 2, General Provisions of Prisoners of War. In the Article 13, prisoners of war must be at all times be humanely treated. Any unlawful act or omission by detaining power causing death or seriously endangering the health of a prisoner of war, it is in its custody, is prohibited by this footnote number 7. And footnote number 7 says that the use of POWs as human shields to prevent bombing or shielding is relevant here. Okay, now, with that said, and will be regarded as serious breach of the present convention, in particular, no prisoner of war might be subject to physical mutilation or medical or scientific experiments. I am not to be used for your experiments, doctor, unless you want to violate this international treaty. And it's on the record, sir. I will charge you with violation of international treaty, and you will go to Guantanamo for life. Now, let me ask you one thing. You claim not to know anything about the law, but now first I'm going to have to read this and finish it for the record, sir. Present conventions, in particular, no prisoners of war might be subject to physical mutilation or to medical or scientific experiments of any kind, which are not justified by the medical, dental, hospital treatment or of the prisoner concerned and carried in this interest. Likewise, prisoners of war must at all times be protected, particularly against acts of violence or intimidation and against insults and public curiosity. You are a public official, and I don't appreciate your public curiosity, doctor. For the record, I don't mean to be interrupt. I wish to continue reading for the record. Now, if I may. Likewise, prisoners of war must at all times be protected, particularly against acts of violence or intimidation and against insults and public curiosity. Measures of reprisal against prisoners of war are prohibited. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on footnote number 8, in Vietnam, this was violating as the U.S. airmen were put on display and their way to confinement, no doubt, as a moral builder for the people. You are dealing with one of the people, and I'm going to take the authority to put you on a lawful notification for the record. If you please allow me 1 minute, I have it here, and I'm going to read it for the record, sir. This Superior Court, on its own motion, lawful notification to all parties listed on Attachment 1, and you are one of them, Doctor, for the record. Reference your oath affirmation requires you to protect my right to defend my rights. This letter is lawful notification to you that your correspondent with one of the people of this United States of America is one of the people I was endowed with my Creator with certain unalienable rights. One of those rights being the right to defend my rights. It is important that you know and understand that my Creator endowed rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution. And the amendments specific to the Bill of Rights, you took oath affirmation of support to defend the Constitution, compensating the amendments thereto The United States Supreme Court has ruled that the state cannot diminish, and I'm going to repeat this, the state cannot diminish rights of the people. Hurtado versus California 110 U.S. 516, where rights secured by the Constitution are involved. There cannot be rule making or legislations which will abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona 384 U.S. 436-491. Consider this as your formal notification that all my rights must remain inviolate at all times. At no time I have given you delegation of authority to vote to deprive me of a right to even diminish one of my rights. Not only do I forbid it, but the Constitution forbids that it does not specifically grant to vote or any issue that will ultimately diminish one of the rights will be a crime against me. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
A violation of your oath, if I may. I didn't mean to be unpolite, to be speaking over someone who is already speaking. And I beg for you not to do it, since I don't want it done. If you don't allow me to talk, it will be violation of the First Amendment on the Constitution, the Second, the Fourth, the Sixth, the Seventh, the 13th, and the 15th, to say a few. Not only do I forbid, but the Constitution forbids that it does not specifically grant to vote on any that will ultimately diminish one of my rights will be a crime against me. A violation of your oath, affirmation to support the Constitution, will be considered warring against the Constitution. No state legislator or executive or judicial officer can war against the Constitution without violation of his solemn oath to support it. Copper versus Aaron 358 U.S. 1, 18, 1958, observing that many congressmen and women and senators will lead to the conclude they simply don't have a basic understanding or their oath is their solemn binding commitment to support and protect the people created endowed rights. They just do not possess the authority to tamper with the people's created endowed rights, period. The oath actually forbids that the oath taker public servant from attempting to deprive or diminish a right of the people. In the very last, you should be made aware that violation of your oath is a felony, perjury, insurrection, on treason against the people. I believe it is also for you to know, understand that do not know constitutional rights in the state and federal constitution to the respective bill directoral rights to banish from the face of the earth tomorrow. Will I still have my rights that I possess today? Can I only be disposed of my rights if I'm deprived of the ability to defend them? And deprivation alone will be unactionable under federal statute known as Bivens Actions and Title 18 U.S. Code Section 241 and 242 is not for any government or oath-taker public servant to determine for the what is permissible for to acquire and possess under the defend my rights, my life of liberty, and the outsuit and the pursuit of happiness. By this letter, notification is given that will be monitoring and recording evaluation of all communications and actions and all parties specific to this matter pursuant any creator endowed rights secured guaranteed by the federal Constitution and amendments specific to the Bill of Rights. Any oath-taker, public servant operating as the federal government that will vote or otherwise attempt to diminish one of my rights, the right to defend all of my rights by the modes, methods, and technologically enforced tools of the day will determine to be direct, absolute upon the infringement of my rights, guaranteed and secure creator endowed rights should any infringement of guarantee and secure rights occurred, your part or by any other party with whom you claim affiliation will scrutinize said infringements and any injury therefrom, pursuant to federal statutes known as Bevis Actions and Title 18 U.S. Code Section 241 and 242. At a minimum, I will proceed accordingly. Do you understand?
Okay.
Should there be anything in this notice that you like understanding and that needs declaration, please respond.
So what do you want to do?
You're not talking to me, sir. My name is not you. Please don't address me as you. The name is J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce. For the record, is that clear?
Mr. Arriaga, is that how I...
Don't call me
have your-
mister. I am not a mister. I'm a federal postal judge, sui juris, presiding in this Superior Court of Record and in the corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. You call me mister one more time and I'll charge you, doctor, with the sexual discrimination. Is it clear? For the record, sir.
Okay. So what do you want me to do?
You're not talking to me, sir. My name is not you. Please don't address me as you for the second time.
According to the court records, your name is Jesús-Arriaga.
That's false and misleading statements from violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692. You want to bring it on the record? That's your final answer, sir? Now you will have to prove it.
Okay. You have the paperwork from the district court?
No paperwork. I read no Bible. I speak no Bible. I don't speak the commercial language, so please refrain from utilizing any commercial language. As you know, it will be unfair for me to talk to you in a language that you don't speak, doctor, could it?
You have criminal charges.
Who is you again? Who is you? You are not referring to the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce. If this is your final answer, now you have to prove the criminal charges have been committed for the record, sir. Would you like to withdraw your statement?
Well, I don't have to prove criminal charges. That's for the criminal court.
Well, there is no court. There is no court. There is no court. What court, sir? What court? Under what authority? You're not even a lawyer. You don't know what you're doing. You know, doctor, let's have a conversation here in regard to what is it that you do, okay? Because you don't have an idea of what you're doing. Do you have a mind?
The
Do you have a
charges come
mind?
from-
Well, may I please
charges
talk?
come from-
May I please
the
talk? You will
Washington
be violating my First Amendment. May I please talk, doctor? May I please talk? May I please talk?
Well, you've been talking for the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay, well, I wish to continue talking. Is there a law that prohibits me from doing so? Bring it into the record now.
I simply want to tell you that you have two criminal charges.
Well, you know, I guess you are telling somebody who you're referring as you. You don't speak English, sir. You're talking to a ghost. Who is you? Who is
how old are
you?
you?
Hey, you're a doctor, right? You speak English?
How old are you now?
You're a doctor, right? You speak English, doctor? I wish to
think
remain
you're
silent.
speaking now.
I wish to remain silent.
What language would you prefer?
Nahuatl.
I'm not sure I understand what that is.
I'm in the same laws, by all means. So now you said it. I've been trying to explain to you, doctor, that I don't know what you're talking about. And now that you don't know what I'm talking about, now you know what I feel, doctor, don't you?
Criminal trespass and disorderly conduct.
Well, you are doing criminal trespassing. You cannot interact with one of the people. I'm charging you with bringing false and misleading statements in violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692 echo lowercase. Do you wish to withdraw your statement? And you are sitting now on the witness stand on the corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. And I read the case, doctor. You are sitting on the witness stand. Do you wish to continue on this path?
Okay, listen to me. I think we're wasting our time here.
No, you are wasting your time because you have no authority, and it is on the record. Under what authority you can intervene with anything or any corporate law that is not designed for humans? I am a human. I speak. I am a human, and you have no authority or humans. Legislation, Congress will not pass law for humans, sir. If you continue to assume me as a corporation, now I'm going to ask you for the bylaws by which authority you are presuming for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce to be a corporation, and I will ask that you bring the bylaws of the corporation, and I'm charging you with violation of HR 5112, which is terminal connection fraud and electronic fraud. I haven't even started my conversation with you, and you already wanted to leave. I'm asking what you do. You claim to be a psychologist. You don't even know how to give me the definition of that word, which I'm going to read for you to the record, because I didn't do this research for nothing, sir.
Okay, well,
Psychology, and please don't interrupt. Psychology.
Well, I'm going to interrupt because
PSI
I think this
is a
is
mental, is mental. CHOLOGIST is mental. Logia, saints, St. Peter and Paul. Okay, you have many words on the word psychology, and I'm going to place it here for the record, because I'm going to refer you to watch this video tonight in slow motion so that you know exactly what you're up against. Okay, I am a RISB. I am a special master in common law. I'm a viceroy. I am a minister in humanitarian international rights law, and you have no authority. Under what authority I can stop or come over and knock in your house to ask your mother when is the last time she got her period? I have no authority, correct? The answer is no authority. And if I did, I will be trespassing, right? So how come you're interrupting me and asking me your nonsense referring to one J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce as you? You, the word you does not exist, sir. You is a noun, and no means no, un means no, so you are saying no, no. Okay? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that we are still on the same page, that you do relate to the words I have to say to you, and then you will allow me to present my report for the record, sir. And the word psychologist, please don't interrupt. In the word psychologist, the first three letters, which is Papa Sierra Yankee, mean mental. Also, mental. CHOLO means logia, Logia, a saying attribute to Jesus Christ. Now, somebody's questioning here my religious beliefs, especially not recorded on the canonical gospel. Do you understand? Now, a noun is no means no, un means no. You are a doctor, you went to college, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Now, psychologist, and the word psychologist is a noun. No means no, un means no. The rest is negative. How can you have two negatives and one positive that follow on it? You are at a loss. You don't speak English. That's why you don't understand the words I'm saying. You use the commercial language, and this language is not allowed in legal process. It has to be understood. Now, for the record, are you still there, doctor? So now we're going to join the meeting. It says problem report, right? Is there a problem report for the record? Cannot connect to your service, please check your network connection and try again. Report problem or join meeting. Okay, join meeting. Well, okay, well, for the record, this communication has been cut abruptly by none other than the doctor who did not understood a word that we were saying. But in exchange, he wanted to keep on with the contract. Who is you? Who is you? How old are you? You know, you don't talk to anybody like that, doctor. Since when? Since when in college they told you? And I'm going to do this. I'm going to continue here with this analysis that I made. Psychology is a noun. No means no. Un means no. The rest is negative. No, the mental characteristics or attitude of a person or group. See the psychology of Americans in the 1920s, mindset, mind, mental process, through process, way of thinking, cast of mind. For you, doctor. Frame of mind, turn of mind, mentality, persona, psycho-mental attitude, makeup, character, disposition. Now this means no, and disposition is no position. In psyche, the human soul, mind, or spirit, their childhood made them way to understand the human psyche to help others. Right? The mental and emotional factors governing in a situation or activity, the psychology of interpersonal relationships. So if we're going to go into interpersonal relationships, we're going to have to go to the bottom of this meaning, because in means no, ter is to and we read it here, ter.
Tuvo problemas técnicos y se desconectó.
Bueno, it's not my fault, but this is why I wanted to record it so that it will be documented in case we experience something like this. Thank you very much. And I'm going to refer you to this, doctor. The mental and emotional factors governing a situation or activity, the psychology of interpersonal relationships, and you're a doctor. How can you practice without knowing or understanding the mental and emotional factors governing a situation? Can you do that? Can you do that? For example, Cactus 1549, Captain Sully is a pilot. He loses both engines and takeoff. That's a critical part. You're supposed to be gaining altitude. You're supposed to be doing many things on the cockpit. When you lose one engine, that's enough to interrupt the whole procedure that you are intending, man, to do it right. So now, doctor, if you don't know the mental and emotional factors governing a situation, could you say that you can testify for Captain Sully and say that he was in a full happy state of mind? If you want to make it human, he says human error, well, make it human. You are dealing with a human. You are a doctor who practices psychology and doesn't even know the mental and emotional factors governing the situation or activity, the psychology of interpersonal relationships. And you're at a loss, doctor. You're at a loss, okay? So now what are you going to tell the judge? That I am competent to stand trial in a language that I don't speak? And we went over this. I went to court 5 times. 5 times. And the 5 times I reserved the Fifth Amendment because I don't understand what they're saying. If I don't understand what they're saying, oh well. Would it be fair for you to, doctor, to go and answer to something and that you don't understand? We just went into that, and you were at a loss if you didn't understood, right? And I wanted it to be on the record because this I'm using as forensic evidence that no communication is a loss. It's a loss, and I have you on the record, doctor. I have you on the record. And you say, I don't understand. Well, then I don't understand either. I don't understand either. Why is it that I have to understand what you're saying and you don't understand what I'm saying, right? Communication is key. Communication is key. And Judge Lawrence, or no, Judge, it was decided on the Superior Court for the United States that the language has to be one that all parties speak. Now, you don't speak my language, doctor. I don't speak your language. How are you going to make your report? How are you going to make your report, doctor? And I want you. Let me warn you of the penalties of perjury, because you are and what you do, you are used to write whatever you say goes. Right now, go and tell the judge that I cannot stand trial, and that no human being can stand trial because they don't speak the language. I'm a Native American. I'm a tribal governor. And I have prepared here a little introduction business card, right? Because this is my own business. For the Honorable J. Period, column, Juliet, Echo, Sierra, Uniform, Sierra, hyphen, Alpha, capital Alpha, Romeo, lowercase, India, Alpha, Golf, Alpha, lowercase, column, Alpha, Bravo, Oscar, November, Charlie, Echo. King, Jesús-Arriaga, longitude 34808390, longitude 1 minus 106.761780. Faculté des Sciences de la Vie, c'est celui qui vit de John France, de la Facultad de la Vida, el que tiene la vida, Homo sapiens, instruito, culto, erudito, sapiente. Science de la Vie, Special Master in Common Law, Auditor, Comptroller on Code of Banking Procedure, Federal Postal Judge, so I juries and one of the people. Alpha male, Dynasty of Once from Spain, and King Tribal Nahuatl, Iztapan de la Sal, Republic Mexican, Aztec, Mestizo, Moctezuma, descendant. And one of the people, Mamífero vertebrate, culto, erudito, instruito sapiente, Special Master in Common Law, Federal Postal Judge presiding on this Superior Court of Record and in the Corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico, and the case I read to you. Do you understand? You stated you know nothing about law. Well, I know nothing about what you do in violation of people's rights, because you have no right or authority to come over asking or digging without any authority into the lives, property of the people. Would you agree, doctor, that corporate law is for corporations or self-describing, the self-defining? In case you say yes, well, you're correct, because human beings are not corporations. Now, can you say that human beings are corporations, sir? Can you say that? Because it's on the record. If you say that human beings are corporations, and by the way, you are being charged with terminal fraud, electronic fraud, and I'm going to get here this in a minute. Now, what do you know about the mental and emotional factors governing a situation or activity when somebody is being kidnapped by a foreign authority? Have you ever been kidnapped, doctor? For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce was kidnapped on March 17, placed on segregation and hunger strike for 17 or 18 days. You're a psychologist, doctor. If one of your relatives went through that, what kind of a psychology impact will that have in your family, doctor? And you're going to have to answer the question. And now I'm asking, hereby, you are being compelled to prepare and write an essay and a full statement regarding this meeting or this analysis of these proceedings, because now you have the burden to prove to them that no human being can be tried or prosecuted in a foreign language. But if you wish to go and commit perjury, you will be going to Guantanamo. You will be going to Guantanamo because now you are committing perjury on the record. And if it's willful perjury, let me warn you, it's $15,000 plus 15 years in jail. You seem to be pretty old by now. 15 years in jail for you, doctor, is a death sentence. But you will be bringing yourself in. I'm not here to charge anybody. I'm an honorable member of the National American Red Cross. Chapter 1308 of the National American Red Cross here in Los Lunas, honorable member of the Military Welfare Service. So you're going to tell the judge, yeah, you can prosecute an honorable member of the Military Welfare Service who is protected by the Geneva Conventions 4 of August 12 of 1949 and Protocol 1 of June 8 of 1977. Is that what you're going to tell her, doctor? Because I'm interested. I'm interested on that report. This report is going to bring us a lot of good. It's going to bring us some good because now it's on your shoulders. Now it's your professional credentials on the table. Yeah, go and tell the judge. Go and make it public. Go and make it public or go on perjury on public, doctor. You are not getting out of this one. And it's a good thing you call me here from the Human Services Department because I am a human. And no corporate law is for humans unless you really want to go to Guantanamo for whatever days you have left on your natural life. And we're going to move on forward to the psychology of international personal relationships, okay? Interpersonal relationships. In means no, as on incorrect, incapacitated, insufficient. TER or Tango Echo Romeo means terra. And for those of you who don't know what terra is, well, Google Translator can help you, doctor. No terra. Personal contract. Now, if you're going to push me into the personal contract, first you're going to have to show me a contract. If you don't have a contract, doc, you have nothing. How can you practice contract law if you don't have a contract? All contract law is specified on the contract. Or tell the world how is it that you can do contract law without a contract. If there is no contract, and there is no law, and if there is no law, there is no jurisdiction. And if there is no jurisdiction, you're obviously at a loss. Some wannabe lawyers, some terrorist over here from Los Lunas in an organization, on a terrorist organization, calls another terrorist who happens to be working for the human department, who's this doctor, this psychologist doctor, and then the doctor says, well, you speak English, you understood everything I said. Well, you're going to have to prove that on court. You're going to have to come and make sure that I understood everything you said because I clearly told you that I do not speak your language. Now, furthermore, you stated on the record that for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce speak English, and that is a negative, sir. You are bringing false and misleading informations into the record, or representations into the record. For you to say to the world that this is English, you are at a loss. You are an idiot. Now, if a person is defined by law, where do you draw the line between dealing with persons or dealing with human beings? I told you on the record clearly if you had license to practice on the state of New Mexico, and you said yes. Well, go and find the state of New Mexico and practice on the state of New Mexico, not on humans, on New Mexico territory, which is a different thing. That's human trafficking, doctor. Did they tell you that in school? You will be doing human trafficking? And you know the penalties for human trafficking or volunteering and the conspiracy of kidnapping of a federal judge. So a jurist, you are being charged as conspiracy. In violation of protected rights, in violation of rights under the color of law, in violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 242. Because there is no law in the entire world that is made for people. But if you can bring it to me, doctor, show me the law. Show me the law. You don't know. You don't have it. You don't even have a clue of what you do. You're simply an idiot who thinks can determine. But go ahead and determine. We spoke about the facts. We spoke about the facts. Now, you want to go against Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas is a judge in the Superior Court for the United States who clearly state that the language has to be agreed upon. So again, I put you to the corner. I say, well, you know, ahora lo voy a poner en otro aprieto al señor doctor. Vamos a suponer que usted es doctor en medicina. Sí, ¿sabe usted todo lo que conlleva? Todo lo que es usted es un experto. O sea, a usted no se le puede someter a un examen. Es lo mismo. ¿Cómo es que usted puede saber the frame of mind, the turn of mind, mentality, personal, psycho-mental attitudes, makeup, character, or disposition? How can you know that? You're not the supernatural. You don't even have supernatural powers. You don't even know what you're talking about psychologically, doctor. You need psychological help. But go ahead and make your report, doctor. Go ahead and make the report and say, well, I don't want to go against Judge Clarence Thomas on the Superior Court for the United States. And if this human being does not speak the language or the commercial language, this court cannot try him out or he cannot be prosecuted. Unless you want to go against the judge, which I hereby compel to perform on a ministerial duty on the witnessing of a constitutional wrong. Judge Clarence Thomas, I accept your oath, bind you to it, remind you of a fiduciary duty, and extend my sovereign immunity while you carry my orders on this Federal Postal Court under Title 28, Section 636, Subchapter Lowercase Golf. Judge Lawrence Thomas, I adopt your oath, bind you to it, remind you of a fiduciary duty, extend my sovereign immunity while you carry my orders under Rule 203 on this martial court jurisdiction over the offense. Judge Lawrence Thomas, or Clarence Thomas, Clarence Thomas, On the Supreme Court for the United States, I accept your oath, bind you to it, remind you of a fiduciary duty, extend my sovereign immunity while you carry my orders in this open court under Title 28 U.S. Code Section 636, subchapter Gulf, lowercase, and proceed accordingly. Upon the witnessing, proceed in a ministerial duty on the witnessing of a constitutional wrong or compound to the same constitutional wrong by misfeasance, nonfeasance, or malfeasance on the record. It's on the record. Once I said it 3 times, it's on the record. Psyche, the human soul, mind, or spirit. Now, how is it, doctor, that you can get into the human soul or spirit? What kind of powers do you possess? Or how is it that you do that? You wanted to know if for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Alonce was not able to stand trial. Well, now you got it, sir. You got it. No human being. And I am a human being. You go against it, and then you go to Guantanamo for the rest of your natural life. Because, 1, Clarence Thomas at the Supreme Court for the United States clearly say it. That the commercial language is a fictitious language. Now, sir, I'm going to refer you to my video because you're going to have to watch that video as well and bring your dictionary because this is what you're going to feel, what I feel. In this video, my first address to the Corporate United States Oversight Committee is at your leisure to be attended. And based upon what you see, you're gonna have to consider for your report. And this is historical because I don't think you want to go to Guantanamo for violation of international treaty such as the Geneva Conventions 4 of August 12, 1949, and Protocol 1 of June 8 of 1977. Now, NAL is grifo in Spanish. NAL means need alive. Need alive. Now, this is directly from the APE Dictionary of Psychology, doctor, and I'm going to read it for you for the record. I'm going to have the pleasure to read it for your understanding. And it's not what you stated on the record, so you're being charged with perjury. Interpersonal is an adjective. An adjective is coloring. It's injecting your own prejudice. You are not making a statement. It's your opinion. O means no. Pin is to attach. And ION is contract. No attached contract. How can you perform a contract law without a contract? And we went over that. Pertaining to actions, events, and feelings between 2 or more individuals. Now, do you know the definition of the word individual, doctor? You went to college, right? What is individual? In means no. D-I-B is to divide or to identify on ID. And VALs, what is VALs, doctor? Tell this court what is VALs. V is in Victor, A is in Alpha, and then L is in Lima, and S is in Sierra. For example, interpersonal skill is an attitude enabling a person to carry on effective interactions. Effective interactions. Effective interactions. Are your interactions effective at all? Your interactions are effective at all, doctor? Can you please tell the world that your interactions are effective? Or that you as a corporation can interact with humans? And since when and by what authority to come over and put a label on them is for their cast of mind, their frame of mind, the turn of mind, mentality, comma, persona, comma, psyche, comma, mental attitude, makeup, character, or disposition. Well, you know, you're gonna have a world of trouble trying to prove this for the court, doctor, or whoever it is that you went to school from, because they tell you that. They tell you that. Now, character, and it ends with disposition, sir. Disposition, and I'm gonna point it here for you. Okay, pause the screen. Disposition. You're a doctor. You know what disposition is. DIS means no, and then pose is post or after, and position is no position. Okay. And ION means contract. So no position contract. So you don't have no position contract. Since when you contract with people, doctor? Since when you contract with people to go and have them evaluated, and by whose orders? Who is this lady ordering an evaluation or a psychological evaluation? Well, she's an idiot. Because you don't need to be a psychologist to know that nobody understands the language. This process is totally invalid on its face. And I'm going to turn my light. Please stand by. Because we still have to talk about it, doctor. We're still going to have to talk about it, doctor. And I am so happy to have met you, doctor, because you're going to be of great help for these proceedings in this Superior Court of Record and in the corporate United States District Court for the District of New Mexico. And you're going to have to bring me a report in relation to what I've just asked you, okay? Temperament. What do you know about temperament on temper? Behavior, what makes somebody tick. Just like you did today, okay? You come over here and say, I'm here to make an evaluation when you don't even speak my language, doctor? Come on. Come on, doctor, you are at a loss. I said Nahuatl. Do you know the language? You guys are working with continuous scripta or scripta continua, and that's exactly what I wanted to see it on, scripta continua. You claim to be an expert on scripta continua. Well, then I want this to be done in scripta continua. And my scripta continua is Nahuatl. And then again, you're going to have to talk about the mental and emotional factors governing a situation or activity, because you cannot go over and tell them that if one of your loved ones is kidnapped, it will not have a psychological effect on their family or on him, on himself. Have you ever been kidnapped, doctor? I am thinking no, because if you did, no, well, now you know what I feel. I've been kidnapped not once, not twice, but 3 times. And this time I was placed under hunger strike because I was given food that I don't eat, garbage food that I don't eat. The food will kill me, and they knew it. And I told them. What happens if I bring somebody in a place where he doesn't belong without any reason or any authority, and I place him into a situation where he can die? Now listen, doctor, I was admitted at the university hospital. I was taken from my cell, Alpha 201, at the detention center for the Valencia County Detention Center, at the detention center on the Valencia County. I was assisted by 2 or 3 youngsters to which I owe them my life. I am an honorable member of the National American Red Cross, and I dedicated my life and my efforts to rescue the wounded and sick of the military, the world's military, doctor, the world's military, not just the military, the world's military, and for the people. Can you detain humanitarian cargo for the Red Cross? Well, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Once is humanitarian cargo for the National American Red Cross. I was taken in an ambulance. My pulse dropped to 45, doctor. And it's on the record. And my oxygen level dropped to 85, doctor. I was placed on 4 liters of oxygen. Can you say that's a fair practice, doctor? Or can you say anybody going through this psychological abuse and negligent infliction of mental anguish, being placed on segregation for 18 days for a crime that was never committed? In fact, they interrupted a criminal investigation of which I am presiding, on a criminal investigation on regard of a federal mortgage fraud, which you will have the opportunity to come and see. I requested the aid of the Sheriff's Department on video, and it was denied in violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 641. These people get paid to do that, and they say, no, we're not going to do it. So when I went to file the documents, they were called to come and arrest me. Arrest me? Arrest me under what authority or under what crime committed? This was plain abduction, kidnapping. And if one of your loved ones gets kidnapped by these foreign authorities, you will know what it feels, doctor. Have you ever been on hunger strike for 18 days with the condition of fibromyalgia, diabetes, hypertension, 2 neurological injuries, two spinal cord injuries at the neurological level, doctor? At 62 years of age almost? Now I'm asking that you write an essay in that regard. And you're going to have to do it. You are being compelled, doctor, and if you don't do it on itself, it will be failure to perform under the contract. If you say to the contrary, you're going in front of this judge. Clarence Thomas will love to see you on the court and say under what authority you can overturn the standing decision by the Superior Court for the United States. And I'm asking you the same, under what authority? Can you or could you do that? So I said no terra action, ONS is contract. So no terra action contract for the cause knowledge of the consequent facts is with the contract, with the claim of the contract, term, rules, codes, law, by an authority. Violation is violation of the 13th Amendment, doctor. And relationships with others, such as the ability to communicate through and thought and feeling or to assume appropriate social responsibilities. Since when anybody has responsibilities with who? Especially social. You are at a loss, doctor. And the word appropriate, A means no, PRO means no, PRI means no, and ate is past for eat. A means no, pro means no, PRI means no, ate means past, so no, ate. Is that how you read it? For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, and I'm going to say it, Juliet, dot, column, Juliet, echo, Sierra, uniform, Sierra, hyphen, Alpha, Romeo, India, Alpha, Golf, Alpha, column, Alpha, Bravo, Oscar, November, Charlie, Echo, is one of the people. Since when can you interact with people? Or since when do you, for all of you lawyers and judges, since when you are using any law against the people? The people wrote the Constitution and you swore to uphold the Constitution and to protect the people. It is obvious here you're not doing that, and it is on the record. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga has no legal address. And I have a synagogue. You are in my synagogue over here, in my castle. I'm not under the jurisdiction of or the dictator of the dictatorship of King George. I am one of the people. I am an honorable member of the Military Welfare Service and the National American Red Cross. I am a minister on humanitarian international law right. You are hereby charged with violation of H.R. 5112. Since you put my name in your computer without my authorization, sir, you need to go and look at that law. And I'm going to write it down for you. I'm going to say it again for you. H as in hotel. R as in Romeo. 5112. It carries 20 years on federal prison, doctor. How old are you? Think you want to go to federal prison for 20 years for putting the name of a federal judge into your system in violation of H.R. 5112, identity theft with the intention to extort, willful tort of malpractice, malicious prosecution, willful malicious violation of international treaty, abduction, torture, intent to kill a federal postal judge sui juris during this court-martial and postal federal court under Title 28 U.S. Code Section 636 Subchapter Gulf, under court-martial Rule 203, jurisdiction over the offense, case number Delta 1314-201901-401. Cindy M. Mercer, you are hereby being charged with violation of federal moratorium as contained on the record, and you had no authority whatsoever to send this judge, this federal judge, to be admitted for detention. Under what authority? Where is the damaged party? Where is the damaged party? Who suffered damage? I mean, you guys don't know what you're doing. You say trespassing posted. Where is the sign posted? For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, when in the courtroom, in the court of probate, to file a document, and the county clerk refused, and you will see it on the video. You will see it on the video. And I'm going to post that video over here right now, and I'm going to play that video so you know exactly what happened. Because you were not there. You were not there, but everything was recorded. Now, posted. Where is posted? Where did you see the no trespassing sign posted? And now you guys are talking about trespassing. You're trespassing on my rights. You're trespassing on the rights of a federal postal judge to a jury's protective rights, that is fundamental rights. You're violating international treaty. What is it with you? You don't know what you're doing. Who gave you the authority over the people? You are compelled to show who gave you authority over the people. You're a corporate judge, and then what happens is you corporatize people before they know it, so now you can make them subject to the zeal of corporate abuse, the tyranny of the corporate, the corporate structure of law. One Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. spoke that the corporate structure of law corporate structure of law is not to pin people down. You want to go against Joe Biden, which is my CEO for the National American Red Cross? My CEO is one Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. If he can prove different, well, bring it down. We'll take a look at it. And if there is a federal moratorium as contained on the record, why is it that you open this case to send a federal judge on the middle of an investigation in connection with the kidnapping of 2 federal postal judges and 1 staff sergeant for the United States Army? Under what authority and on violation of the convention, Geneva Conventions? You're going to Guantanamo. So now we're gonna see if we can play that video, so it'll be on the record. And if we can't do that, and then of course we will have to do it in a different setting. So this way. So this way we can bring it in. I think it's on to be on for too long, and then these videos take forever. So we are going to we read the lawful notification, and then we're gonna be reading a particular statement here on this book that speaks exactly about what we've been saying all along. Okay, now let's go to chapter 7, rank of prisoners of war. In the Article 43, upon outbreak of hostilities, the parties to the conflict shall communicate to one another the titles and ranks of all persons mentioned in Article 4 to the present convention, and under to ensure equality of treatment between prisoners of equivalent rank, titles, ranks, which are subsequently created, shall, from the subject of similar communications, the detaining power shall recognize promotions and rank which have been accorded to prisoners of war and which have been duly notified by the power of which these prisoners depend. Article 44, officers of prisoners of equivalent status shall be treated with regard to the rank and age. In order to ensure service in officer camps and other ranks of the same armed forces who, as far as possible, speak the same language. The same language. Speak the same language, because otherwise will be any to the contrary will be different, right? And you felt it today, doctor, when I started to tell you something you did not understand. Well, I hope you relate to the way I feel now. I don't understand a thing these people are saying, and why would I have to answer yes or no? I plead the Fifth Amendment, and that's all I can do. I plead the Fifth Amendment. As read in the lawful notification. Article 45, prisoners of war other than officers and prisoners of equivalent status shall be treated with regard due to the rank and age. Supervision of the mess is the prisoners themselves shall be facilitated in every way. Relations. Now we're going to go here into Article 40. The wearing of badges and ranks of nationality as well of decorations shall be permitted. For the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, it was not permitted to have this book, my badge, my rank. Hunger strike for 18 days. By day 11, I was having seizures. And it's on the record. 3 or 4 seizures in different days, and it's contained on the record. By the 4th day, the people, the jailers, started calling me seizures. It's on the record. And I'm going to read it again. To the in order to ensure service in officers, camps, and other ranks of the same armed forces who as far speak the same language. Who as far as possible speak the same language. You want to go against this? Go and tell the judge that she needs to speak my language because I don't speak her language, and have her do the translation with a certified grammatician in parts say syntax grammar, not an adverb verb. When you put two verbs together, the first verb turns into an adverb, and that is adverb verb. But you know nothing about law, and you know nothing about grammar. What is it that you specialize, doctor? You're going to tell the world that you're going to, first you are committing electronic fraud in violation of 5112. You are committing identity theft with the intention to extort. You are conspiring against rights under color of law in violation of U.S. Code Section, Title 18, Section 241, U.S. Code Section 242. Denial of rights under color of law, conspiracy, because you're conspiring against these people. You should know, doctor. What do they tell you in school? You're going to be a psychologist. You're going to determine this. You're going to determine people's lives. You're crazy, doctor. You need psychological help. For the record. And it's on the record. To be read on the record. Who is going to do your evaluation, doctor? You're going to do your self-evaluation by writing a proper report that is going to be used against you in a court of law if you say any different, because one thing is what the law says, the other thing is what the lie says. Article 46, page 46. The detaining power, when deciding upon the transfer of prisoners of war, shall take into account the interest of prisoners themselves, more especially as to the increase to not to increase the difficulty of their repatriation. And I am asking, Doctor, hereby you are being compelled to tell the judge that pursuant Article 46 of the Geneva Convention's POW Handbook, the detaining power when deciding upon the transfer of prisoners of war shall take into account the interest of the prisoners themselves, more especially as not to increase the difficulty to their repatriation. I've been abducted. I need to be reunited with my tribe. The transfer of prisoners of war shall always be effected humanely and in conditions no less favorable than those under which the forces of the detaining power are transferred. Account shall always be taken of the climatic conditions to which the prisoners of war are accustomed, and the conditions or transfer shall in no case be prejudicial to their health. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce's health condition was not regarded. The diet was not regarded. The age or rank was not regarded. This book was confiscated. My badges were confiscated. And I was held inhumanely in violation of the Geneva Conventions when they've been warned not to do that. So it's now on the record. And for the record, Dr. John Gatling, PhD, Los Lunas, New Mexico. Health grades. Your address, doctor, is 445 Camino del Rey Drive, Suite Alpha, Los Lunas, New Mexico, 87031. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, Honorable Member of the American Red Cross, Alpha, Michael, Romeo, Delta, Michael, X-ray, 02, Alpha, Michael, Romeo, 210, Alpha, Alpha, Charlie, Kilo, X-ray, Alpha, 00001 308 and Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa, period. Honorable Member of the American Red Cross, number Alpha, Michael, Romeo, Delta, Michael, X-ray, 02, Alpha, Michael, Romeo, 210, Alpha, Alpha, Charlie, Kilo, X-ray, Alpha, 0001307, In this Superior Court of Record presiding in the Corporate United States District Court for the District of Corporate New Mexico, case number 1, column 20-Charlie Victor-00113, Kilo Golf, in connection with case number Delta-1314-201401 Cindy M. Mercer, violation of federal moratorium as contained on the record and federal mortgage fraud. Subscribe and tune to the YouTube channel for the Honorable column J. column Jesús-Arriaga, column Abonce, trial by record. Must subscribe and watch the entire trial by record. Failure to comply will immediately employ the U.S. Marshal Service for the arrest of all trespassers. P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX 99-98 UCC 1-308 1-103.6, 1-109-87031. This Superior Court on its own motion warning mandatory judicial notice of the law on regard to federal mortgage fraud. Attention to Chief Justice Esquire John Paul Johnson. Attention, Esquire John G. Roberts Jr., Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. Attention to Claims Department at Fidelity National Title Insurance. Attention, Raymond R. Quirk, Chief Executive Officer and Fidelity National Financial Incorporated. Attention, International Court of Permanent Justice at The Hague, Netherlands, who has a seat in the Court of Arbitration in the United Nations Permanent Court of International Justice, Registrar/the Registry, Mr. Philippe Gautier. Attention, column Guy Sears, Fidelity Insurance Company. Please forward your deposition emails to the Claims Department for the processing of the claim regarding the foreclosure of federal mortgage fraud on violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 514, Federal Criminal Code, contempt of court, and criminal activity. It is so ordered on this April 26th of the year, Lord, 2021, as the expiration of the 72 hours you receive silence have expired. Silence is acquiescence, agreement, and dishonor. This is a self-executing contract and a claim for administrative remedy under UCC 1-308 and claim for indemnification on the full amount under the policy of insurance of title and $2.5 million on lawful money minted by the United States Treasury and the return of all securities as the escrow account treaties and constitutional enforced is so ordered in this Superior Court of Record under Title 28 U.S. Code Section 636, Subchapter Golf, in this Court Martial under Rule 203, jurisdiction over the offense. Under hand and seal for the Honorable J. Period, column, Jesús-Arriaga, or hyphen, Arriaga, column, Abonce, and for the Honorable Adelina Arriaga Pedrosa. The detaining power shall supply prisoners of war during transfer with sufficient food and drinking water. I was not provided with sufficient food or cold drinking water. They only gave me hot water to drink. this apparatus malfunction, and I could only drink so much water, and I had to drink hot water. And drinking water to keep them in good health, likewise with the necessary clothing, shelter. The necessary clothing, I was given a 6X jumpsuit. 6X. 6X jumpsuit. Is that adequate clothing? Again, 6 on the sandals. That goes against safety rules. And when I walked, these jailers will step on the sticking part of my sandal in purpose. Disgusting. Necessary clothing, shelter, and medical attention. Was I given medical attention? They took me to the hospital. Was I given medical attention? It's on the record. I was denied proper emergency medical attention in violation of EMTALA. I informed the doctor that I was a protected person by the Geneva IV Convention. Do you think he knew what I was talking about? An idiot. She was more worried if I knew what was the year. What year is this? I said, I don't know. She says it's year 2021. I said, final answer. If the Big Bang occurred 4.567 billion years ago, how can this be 2021? Answer the question. Perjury. False and misleading representations in violation of Title 15, Section 1692E and F. It's not the year 2021. The detaining power shall take adequate precautions, especially in case of transport by sea or by to ensure their safety during transfer, and shall draw up a complete list of the all transfer prisoners before their departure. It is listed that I left on a 911 phone call. And now the case is sealed, and they wouldn't give any of my family any information because this is not public record. Well, I am not from the public. That's why my record is not public. But if I am not from the public, how is it that they apply in public policy into one of the people? Public policy is not for people, but if you can bring me something different, well, bring it down. We'll take a look at it. You don't have it. Article 47. Sick or wounded prisoners of war shall be transferred as long as their recovery might be endangered by the journey. Shall not be transferred as long as their recovery might be endangered by the journey unless their safety imperatively demands it. If the combat zone draws closer to a camp, the prisoners of war shall, in the said camp, shall not be transferred unless the transfer can be carried out in adequate conditions of safety, or if they are exposed to greater risks by remaining on the spot than by being transferred. Now, mail and parcels address. Now, Article 48. In the event of transfer, prisoners of war shall be officially advised of their departure and of their new postal address. Such notifications shall be given in time for them to pack their luggage and inform their next of kin. they shall be allowed to take with them their personal effects and their correspondence and parcels which have arrived for them. Weight of such baggage might be limited, and the conditions of transfer so require that each prisoner can reasonably carry, which shall in no case be more than 25 kilograms per head. Mail and parcels addressed to their former camp shall be forwarded to them without delay. The camp commander shall take agreement with the prisoner's representative any measures needed to ensure the transport of the prisoner's community or property of the luggage if they are unable to take it with them. Consequence of restrictions imposed by virtue of second paragraphs of this article. The cost of transfers shall be borne by the detaining power. The cost of transfers shall be borne by the detaining power. So now you are responsible for all my expenses. The cost of transfers shall be borne by any power. Now I'm going to recommend for you, doctor, that you go over to your computer and you read on interpersonal relationship. And I'm going to give you a brief of what interpersonal is. If a person is defined by law, how can you define or determine who is a person and who is not? If you continue to assume the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce as a person, you will have to bring evidence into the record that he indeed is a person. If you have documentation or statement that states that for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce is one of the people, but you want to say that he is a person, well, now you will be committing perjury in the record. Doctor, simple perjury is calculated at 5 years in prison and $5,000 fine. If you've been advised that for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce is one of the people and you continue to misrepresent him as a person, you are hereby charged with bringing false and misleading representations into the record on violation of Title 15 U.S. Code Section 1692 and F, unfair and deceiving practices. So you want to be fair with the judge, doctor. You want to go and say, well, he's one of the people and people cannot be tried under any law. And if you do to the contrary, without the proper research, doctor, you're going to Guantanamo. For as many occasions you commit perjury, it'll be calculated 15 years and $15,000 each. But it will be also forensic evidence of willful, malicious prosecution. Willful, malicious prosecution in your book or under your insurance carries a $1 million fine. And it's already happened. And it's on the record. Now, you cannot bring any controversy into this Superior Court of Record if you don't post the bond requirements, which are contained on the criminal complaint. And I gather that you know how to read, doctor. You know how to read? Second grade level. It's on the criminal complaint. You're going to have to go over there. And think about it, read about it, because it's in there. And this document might interest you. And you're going to have to bring forensic evidence that what this document is written on is English. Because you stated that for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga speak English. That's perjury, doctor. You know it. You know it. Where's the specifications for the language? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And for the record, if you're going to talk to the Honorable, and for the Honorable, please refrain to address the Honorable as you. Y, Yankee, O, Oscar, U, uniform. You are at a loss. You have criminal charges. You have criminal charges. Who are you referring to, doctor, when you mention the word you? Or how, under what authority can you make the statement, sir? I'm telling you because that's the only language that you speak. You speak Babel, the commercial language. Put it in your head. Put it here in your monkey head, doctor. The commercial language is a fictitious language, and for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga does not speak any fictitious language. For the record, on the record, to be read on the record. But if you want to testify different, no, I will charge you with perjury. One perjury, doctor, will send you to Guantanamo for 15 years, plus I can collect on your insurance $15,000 on lawful money minted by the Treasury of the United States. No garbage. Federal Reserve note is garbage and cannot be used to pay for a crime. So when you go into interpersonal relationships, I want you to answer one question, doctor. How is it that you have interpersonal relationship with a human being? And it's quite interesting. Because in means no. PER is personal. Okay. Son is a son, somebody's son. Therefore, is private property. And NAL is contract. As we said it over here. You know, doctor, I didn't go make this research because I wanted to give you classes. I wanted to get you on the stand to prove that you are committing perjury. You are now being sentenced to Guantanamo for 15 years for each perjury that you have committed. Otherwise, or different, you can have prove it here on this court of law, on this superior court of law, and you're going to have to prove it to the judges, the chief judges that were mentioned when I read this document. And you have 72 hours. I'm sending you an email this evening for you to tune to this channel and to study this video in a very close and detained way before you proceed and make any wrongful statements or suffer because of the consequences are going back to you. You're being tried. You are tried for conspiracy. And you favor them? It's proven. It's on the record. Now, I have made another note here that if I cannot find it, I will have to bring it into the next video. Well, doctor, if you see a crime, you stop a crime. That's under Title 42, Section, but I'm going to, Title 42, Section 1986. I don't have it here in front of me. And I have something here that might interest you. Go and read Executio EST Finish ET Fractus LEGK Co LIT 289. Execution is the end and fruit of the law. Take your shot. And we're gonna ask for Chief Justice John G. Roberts for the execution of the execution is the end and fruit of the law. So execute the law. Act up in a ministerial duty and the witnessing of a constitutional wrong, or become self-compounded and self-convicted by failure to act up on the same constitutional wrong. I cannot have a lawyer. For the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Ponce cannot have a lawyer. Reject all lawyers in this video. For the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Ponce is not subject to juris secundum judicium. And I'm going to post this for you to go and take a shot for the lawyer. And if you go against this, you're going to Guantanamo. You are being fired. You're being rejected. Plus, I have retained my right to counsel, not the right to an attorney. I don't have no right to no attorney. I'm not under the code. I'm not under the subject. Because if you go and read Uniform Commercial Code 1-103.6, on its paragraph reads clearly that the code cannot be read to preclude a common law action, and this is a common law action on the corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. This video is about 2 hours and 1 minute. Now it's time that we post this video up on my YouTube channel. It's gonna have today's date, and it's gonna be for the attention of all parties of this case number. And you are a party, doctor. And on the sheriff's department, you are a party. And the abductors, they're all parties. And the detention center, they're all parties. And the judges, they're all parties. And it's contained on the record. So for everyone who's been in contact with the Honorable, and for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga Ponce, who are being abducted at the county jail or at the county detention center for Valencia County, you are a correspondent. After this video, I'm going to be posting the video in regard to the abduction so you can witness firsthand, but this is contained on the record. This court is adjourned for now. No, this court is not adjourned. This court is always open and in session regardless, until all matters are resolved at the International Court, at the Peace Palace, and at all this, the United States United States Supreme Court for the United States, and in the corporate United States District Court for the Corporate District of New Mexico. It's on the record.